So in this video we are going to be making this flip-flop on the screen. So we need our crepe 6mm, we need Nora 3mm, and then we need Mako 6mm, and then lastly we need Mako 2mm. So these are the materials we're going to use for this flip-flop. So as a beginner, pay attention. This is our already made sole. So now we're going to use the already made sole to mark out the shapes of our soles. The reason I'm making this video is because I have been getting a lot of questions from beginners on how to mark out the shapes of the soles. So you use the already made soles. You can get them from the market, different sizes. So we have used the already made sole to mark out the shape of our soles from the Nora material. So after that we cut it into shape. Then pay attention. You're going to cut from here to this place into shape, and then leave a little allowance around this area. You understand? This is the Nora 3mm. So I am done cutting them into shape. Let's proceed to the next step. So right now we do the same thing on top of this Mako 6mm, which is going to be our insole. So this is going to be our insoles. So place the already made sole on the Mako 6mm and also mark out the shapes. So after marking it out, you also cut them into shape. So right now I'm done cutting the Mako into shape. We're going to proceed to the next step. So pick one of the Mako and then place it on the Mako 2mm. Place it this way and then mark out the shape. Then after marking out the shape, the next thing we do, we are going to reduce the size. So you can use a 0.3 measurement to reduce the size. So we go round just like that. What we're doing is that we want to create that small semi insole which we are going to attach to the main insole, which is the Mako 6mm. So after that we have to cut it into shape. So I'm done cutting it into shape. The next thing, you are going to use it to mark out for the other side of the foot. So place it on the Mako 2mm again and then mark out the same shape and then cut it into shape. So with that we have our semi insoles. So we're going to gum them to the center of the Mako 6mm like this. So use your rough sandpaper to brush the surfaces of the Mako so that the bonding will be very effective. So the gums are set. The next thing is to merge the two together. So place that semi insole to the center of the Mako 6mm. Make sure it's on the center, very important. So you see what we have there. Then after that, the next thing we are going to do, we're going to gum them to our leather. This is the leather for the landing. There's a mirror face, synthetic with a print. So I have to apply gum on the insoles and also on the leather and then bond the two together. So once the gum is set, gum the insoles to the leather, and then after that turn it. Use your rag, rub it on the surface, make sure it bonds properly. And then after that, the next thing you do, use a pencil or something to create. Make sure that semi-insole is visible. Make sure you get the shape on the surface. So after that, the next thing is to cut off the excess leather. So I believe you see how I'm holding the insole while I am cutting off the excess leather. So it's very important that you pay attention and take note of that. So I'm done doing that. The next thing, we're going to stitch around the insoles. So I have done that. You can see it. I've stitched around the insoles. So we're going to proceed to the next step. Light the edge of the threads, front and back, very important. Okay, now to our main sole. This is my heel. So this is crepe 6 mm. Now this is my template which I created. That's what I used to mark out the shape of the heel. You have to create yours. You see it? Give it a curve here and then keep it. So after marking it out, you cut the curve and then you attach Mako 2 mm. You see it here, and then you cut off the excess and then you smooth the edges before you attach it to the sole, which is the which is the Nora 3 mm. So right now, place it this way on the sole. You see there's allowance at the back there, so you mark where it is going to be placed. It is also good that you number it so that you don't mix it up. So place this one also that way, and then you mark here and also number it. So now the next thing we are going to do, we use our rough sandpaper to sand the surface so that we'll have a very nice bond there. So you see what I'm using for that. After that, apply your gum and then you attach the heels. And after attaching it, you tap your mallet on it to make sure it bonds properly. So what I'm doing just now is just to reinforce the heel to make sure it doesn't fall off no matter what. So once we are done with that, we cut off the excess material. Now for the upper, this is a material used for tailoring. It is called stiff, the stiffener, what they put on the collar of shirts and the rest. So we're going to use this. We'll just watch what I'm going to be doing here. So draw a line on the edge somewhere here. Then you take a measurement 2.2 inches. 2.2 inches. You're going to measure it into 4 places. The length should be around 9 inches or 9.5 inches. You understand? So you take the measurement on both sides of the line so that you'll be able to get a uniform measurement while drawing your line. So place your ruler on those both measurements and then take a line just like that. So remember what we measured. You're going to measure 2.2 inches into 4 places. The length is going to be 9 inches or 9.5 inches. I think 9 inches should be okay for that. So after that, the next thing, you cut it out. Just cut all of them out together, don't separate them, just cut everything out. If your leather is thick, you don't actually need this. It is because I'm using a very light leather. So this is the leather for the upper, also mirror face, synthetic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gum this to the leather this way. I'm going to gum it this way. Remember, if your leather is thick enough, you don't need this. So once you have applied gum, bond the two together this way. Rub your rag on the surface to make sure it is neat. Then you cut them into shape. So I am done cutting them into shape. You can see what we have here. So we're going to fold it this way. You understand? So let's apply gum on the four of them. So once the gum is set, the next thing is to fold all of them like this. So you fold them edge to edge and then make sure it laps properly. The both surface laps properly. So you see what I have. We're going to stitch this edge here. We're going to stitch the edge after that. So I have done the stitching, you can see it. So right now I'm going to cut again very close to my stitching. That was why we added that extra 2 lines while we're measuring. You see we have a very neat edge now, you see it. So that's what we're going to do to all of them. So after stitching, you cut off the edge to have a uniform edge. So this is what we have right now. This is the position. Watch closely. So the stitch line is going to face outside. You see the 2 stitch lines, they are going to face outside. So take note of that. Now this is the template we are going to use to align the both straps so that we'll have a flop pattern. So this is it. So once you place it this way, you mark. You see how I placed it, you mark here. So mark here. So I'm going to take it to the station, to the sewing machine, so that I'll stitch the center. So I'll do the same thing here. I have already made a video on how to create this template, and also it is available in PDF. I know some of you already have it, so if you need it, you can indicate in the comment section. So place it properly. You see how I am aligning it. See it. So you mark here. So now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine. So I've done that. You see where I stitched the center. You see the angle, the center here. That's where you're going to stitch. You see it. Then fold this one over and then cut off this excess here. You see it. Then turn it around again, fold the other one over, and then cut this off very close to your stitching, and then turn again. You're going to have something little here. Cut it off too, and with that you have the flip-flop. So let's light the threads. So let's do that again. Look and watch very closely. You see it. Cut this off, turn it around again, cut this one off too. Then if you have this, come out here, cut it off, and you are good to go. Now for the strap that will go through the toe, draw a straight line on your leather. This is the same leather, that same mirror face for the upper. So this is the Gucci hook we're going to use. You're going to use the width. That is the width, the measurement of the width of that opening there. So use it to mark out the width of the strap. You see what I'm doing there? So once you've done it on both sides of the line, you can easily place your ruler on both measurement and then take a line so that you will have a very uniform measurement on both sides. So once you've done that, you now cut the two of them into shape. The reason I'm making this video is for beginners. I just hope it will answer a lot of their questions. So that's the reason why I have to take my time to do that. So I've cut the both of them into shape. Now what we're going to do is we're going to apply gum on the center. Just watch what I'm going to do. Slightly on the center here. That's at the back. You understand? At the back here, you apply your gum slightly like this. So you see it. Make sure you don't spill gum unnecessarily. You have to be very careful. So after that, you're going to also apply gum all over the strap. You understand? So once the gum is set, place this on the center. You see what I'm doing? Make sure it falls on the center of the strap, and also make sure that the flip-flop falls on the center of, you see it, on the center here of the flip-flop, and also on the center of the strap. Everything has to be on the center. You understand? So you do the same thing on the other side. So the next thing we're going to do, we still have to stitch again. You understand? You have to stitch again. So I've done the stitching, you see. You have to stitch. I'm just lightening the edge of the thread. You have to stitch this way, you see it. Stitch like this, come down, come up, and then you lock it again. Very important. So now let's fix the hook. So watch closely to see what I'm doing. Pass this one here, and then bring it over, and then gum the two straps together. Make sure it's on the center. So with that, the whole pattern is ready. You see it. So watch closely. I'm going to repeat this process again. Watch closely to see what I'm going to do. So pass the strap here from the top of the hook, draw it down to the end, then pass it under this way again, draw it up, and then fold it over and gum it to the strap, just like that. So I'm going to cut the edges chamfer so that I'll be able to fix the toe guard. So we're going to be using pipe. So I'll pick my pipe and then measure the length. The length of the pipe is going to be 1 inch. So I'm going to measure 1 inch and then cut 2 pieces. So if you want to make things easy for yourself, just apply a little oil inside the pipe. It is going to make the fixing of this strap very easy. So very simple. Just apply a little oil and then it will go in easily. So you see what we have. Let's proceed to the next step. Now place your last on top of the insole like this. make sure you set it properly. You see it, set it properly, and then you are going to mark this line here. You see this one, you mark this one here. You understand? You see what I'm marking? The one, this one running through the top of the toe. You see it, you mark it on your insole, and then pick your measuring tape. From that point you're going to measure 1.4 inches. So you mark 1.4 inches here, from here to here 1.4 inches. You understand? And then from the back you measure 3.5 inches, from here to here 3.5 inches. So after marking the 3.5 inches, then place this the width of this strap here on that measurement. Make sure it is straight, then mark like this, mark, and then you mark. You understand? So now you have the position. You see it, 1 2 1 2. So, and this one for the toe strap. So we're going to punch our holes on those positions. So you see the holes. I'm done punching the holes. You see them. So what we're going to do, we place it this way on the other side of the foot, and then use our marking pen to transfer the details on the other one, and also we punch the same hole on the other side of the foot. Very simple. So I have done that. Once you have done that, highlight those details so that you will not make mistake. So I have done the punching. Now we have to cut these two here. You cut, and then you cut. You understand what I'm doing? So right now, you see it. So right now we cut this chamfer and also this one chamfer so that we can easily pass it through. So first of all, fix the toe strap. Take note, you have to drag it down to the end of that pipe. You understand? And then you fix these ones. So after that, put back the last into the insole, set it properly, and then secure it with a nail at the back here. Just one nail is okay at the back. Then you align the pattern properly and then cut off the excess. So at the back here, you have to make sure that the both straps are not touching each other. You see it? Make sure they are not touching each other so that they will lap properly. Now I'm going to be using super glue for the lasting. So you have to be careful. So you spin this way, it is going to face this way, you understand? Then you lap it. So if you're going to be using super glue, you have to be very careful. It is more faster and also reduces stress, but you have to be very careful. So with that, we are done with the lasting. So you can now pull the last. So this is what we have. So we're done. We proceed to the other side of the foot. Then after that, apply gum on both the soles and your insole, and then you couple. So you start your coupling from the back, then you move over to the front and then to the sides. Then after that, you tap your mallet on it to make sure everything bonds properly. Very important. And then right now you cut off that allowance you gave the front. The reason that allowance is there is to help you during alignment, so that it won't be too stressful while aligning, so that you will not have a shortage on that aspect. So you cut it off, and then the next thing, you go to your grinder and then finish the edges. So do the finishing touch, and this is what we have arrived at. There is an online class which is coming up. The registration is going on right now, and registration is closing ending of this month. So if you need more details, if you're interested as a beginner, click the first video you are seeing on your screen right now to get more details about the class. I would advise you not to miss that class, because it is going to solve 99% of your bond issues. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon to get updates as soon as a new video is dropped. Have a nice day and see you in the class.